What up, guys? My name is Kong, and today I'm going to be talking about America the Motion Picture. It's an animated movie. I believe it's produced by Netflix, but don't quote me on that. But let's talk about this movie. The pros. Before that, let's talk about the premises. The premises is taken in the early 1700 during the Revolutionary War, I should say. So this stars, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Paul Revere, and Thomas Edison. So this is what the movie started, okay? So let's talk about what the pros I like about this movie. This movie is so, I would say, so out there. It's so red and blue and white. It has that like candy cane swirl too. Those candy that is kind of spin. Had different colors on it. That's how this movie really feels like, and it sounds like it, and that's the charm of this movie. And I liked it. It's like, man, you. I think you guys nailed this part. I recognize that. The characters, they're sort of a mash of what America is: drinking beers, partying, and there is some sexual not in the window, but more about sexual status, or they make sexual jokes in this movie. A little bit of their and then there is a diverse of cast. There's a blacksmith, and he happened to be a blacksmith, and there's a Thomas Edison, who is a Chinese woman. What else? And then you have Paul Revere, who is a I would say he has some sort of a mental disorder, but he can still function, like highly function. And then you have I think it's another character, I forgot his name. Obviously George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. So the story starts, and you go about and you get to find out what's going on. You go with the team, the crew. And you also get to see the British. It was interesting too. They're big, and they're big in a white red coat, and so that kind of like almost authoritarian, almost master and slave. You kind of have that feel, and I like that here. I like it. This movie really gives that tone. So kudos, I really like that tone, that evilness, that creepiness, that ugliness, and you really achieved that with the British. The imagination what the evil British Empire would look like, and I like that. It's just a very good twist. So what else? I like the Indian, a native Indian. I thought he did a really good job. I thought that was a great character, really interesting, throwing in all people, all nationalities and colors in this movie. I was like, wow, you guys pulled this off. It's very subtle, but it's there. The characters are really there. You can tell that is a Chinese person, that is in a native Indian, or that is Paul Revere, how I would imagine Paul Revere to be, or this is kind of like the different universe. But what else? I like the animation here is very, not early 90s, but early 2000, maybe late 2000s. Animation is very sharp. It's very broad, very bright, not as fluid, not as evocative, emotional like the early 80s and 90s. Even in the 2000s. So I like that style, and I like that style of colors, and even the look of it is very stiff. It's very clean. It's very almost superficial on the surface, but it's a lot deeper. And I like this movie for that reason. It's just you kind of see the ugliness of, not ugliness of the goodness and the ugliness in all of it in this movie. So I'm surprised, that it's not have a higher rating, So let's talk about what I don't like about this movie is that some of the characters they are a little bit flat. Paul Revere, one of the guy, big blonde guy. I think he is. I don't think he's blonde. I could be wrong. My memory might be making me wrong. Think. I know there's another characters in there, and he's sort of kind of like, you know, he doesn't really have sort of depth to it. You can tell he's kind of shallow. He's very surface. He's just sort of there. He doesn't have any quite emotions. That's one character's. Abraham Lincoln. Gosh, man, they had to cut his part so early. I understand it's sort of to give George the kind of motivation to do certain thing. I understand, but still, man, why? You know, he's such an iconic president, iconic figure of all most in U.S. history. You know, I think you would do him a little bit of justice here. And so, what else did I did not like? I wish we got to see a little bit more about this, like the second in command. He's the one that's, sorry to spoil it for you, he's the one that has ability. Let's just say that he has an ability. So, say that spoiler for you guys. Yes, wish you got to see a little bit more about him. I did not really care about the, I guess you can say, the leader or the king of the British Empire, the king. And there's some twists there too. So, there's only a few things I was kind of nitpicky about this movie. Another thing that I wish this movie had a little bit more emotion. You know, it seemed like it's just on one tone. It doesn't, you know, you don't have the sadness, the happiness, the what you say, the disappointment, the regret, that sort of thing. Those emotions that we all have and experience. It doesn't quite have here. Mostly George Washington, you can tell he has it, and a little bit of Thomas Edison, maybe a little bit of the native Indian, and that's it. I mean, these are wonderful, these are famous characters in history. You think that maybe you could give them depth and still have the personality. So the lack of character development, I guess that's what where I'm looking for to come back and circle. So, alright guys, what was the rating I give this movie? I give it a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It was really, really captivating, very candy-like spiral visual, let's just say. The art, very clean, very author. You know, you get to see the how ugliness of how they let the American look at the British Empire, how we look sort of among each other, and there's a lot of things that's in there. There's this movie really paid tribute to movie of old. You know, for example, Star Wars, RoboCop. What else? I'm trying to think of other great ones. Those are the things I could spot. You know, so. This movie has some of that here. It really, it knows that it's being funny, but it's also being, hey, you know, I know about our history, you know, that sort of thing. So I like that. It's sort of giving pat to itself, and I appreciate that. That's why I give it a 7 out of 10. I say you guys at least watch this movie once and sort of ponder up on it about the characters and the stories and what this mean to you. You know, that's what I'm kind of driving home. It's like, what does it mean to you as a movie enthusiast? What does it mean? You know, isn't that the goal of the directors? But anyway, guys, I'm diverting. But 7 out of 10, guys. Please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content on there for you guys to check out. Please do so. It's in there. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye bye.